I wonder if you could just speak to just how much you enjoy practice, because someone, you've been doing this a long time, what, 17 seasons, and that and practice maybe become, sort of a grind maybe, but you come across, at least to me, as a guy who loves it and really wants to compete out there. It's really important to you. Just, can you kind of speak to that a little?
Yeah, I do. I love to go out in the backyard and play. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Obviously, with parameters and doing it within our system, and certainly working to get better every day. But I do enjoy it. I think I've always enjoyed it, but I do think in addition to that, being at a new place and a new environment, new teammates, going against a different defense in practice every day, that certainly probably has, kicks it up a little bit, at least early in camp. But I do enjoy competing. I think that would be on the short list of the reasons why you still play, is just that love to compete. And, I think we're off to a good start. It hasn't felt like the fifth day of practice, and I think it's a credit to the work we put in the offseason, and that's a good thing. It better not, because the 13th will sneak up on us in a hurry. But we're off to a good start. Quite a bit of things to clean up, which is okay. I think you're more concerned if there's things happening out there in the field that you go, oh boy, we may be in trouble. I don't think we can fix these. It's more things that, yeah, good, that happened, clean it up. This happened, clean it up. Don't throw it there. Don't do this, and it allows you to make the corrections and improve.
Ken Sterling.
Hey, Philip. How's the process going, building consistent communication with the receivers?
It's going really good. I think, looking back to some of the time spent in June, I think was helpful. We had a 2 or 3 day deal where we all got together in June as well, in addition to, trying to sprinkle in with some guys that were in town here. Then the week or two before camp, we got a little bit in. So just some of that communication that talk through certain things about routes that, hey, I just feel this, and then I may throw it here. And, the things you can't really do in a phone call or in a Zoom meeting, it's better off standing on the practice field or watching on film. So it's coming along great. This group is, one big advantage. I don't know if advantage is the word. One big help has been that, with Nick here, and then with him being in San Diego as a receiver coach, the techniques and the way we run routes are the same that I've been used to now since 2013. So that is very helpful, that I know how the route and what's has been taught here. So we're not speaking any different language. It's not, oh, I like it this way, and the team here in the past has done it another way. We see it the same way. So that's certainly been helpful.
Phil B.
Hey, Philip. Thank you for your time, sir. Peyton Manning used to like to quote Dan Marino and saying, "There's no defense for the perfect throw." Great quarterbacks always think they can make the toughest throws. How do you balance taking a shot versus being smart?
Well, I think that's I've already given a bunch of long answers. That would definitely be a long answer to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding you. But I think it depends. I think it's game situation. I think it's both the situation down and distance. It's both what's the score, where are we in the game, what kind of game is it? Is it a game where you feel like you're going to need 35, or is it a game where, shoot, our defense is rolling and throw the check down and let some of our backs go get it, and if they don't, we'll punt it and pin them down in there and make them go 90. So I think all those things factor in. But I certainly feel confident in throwing the ball in tight windows or throwing the ball in tight coverage and being accurate where it's our ball or nobody. Certainly I had some throws get away from me in the past, really just last year more than anything. So, but I don't want that to turn me into someone that's scared to make a play, because I don't think you can play that way either. So I think there's a fine line there between aggressive and stupid. And as long as we keep it right there in the right kind of, there's a certain window to keep it in, then I think we'll be in good shape.
Quick follow.
Mike Chappell.
Okay.
Hey, let Chap go, Phil B, if that's okay.
Yeah, Philip, we talked to Malik Hooker early. He said that early on in meetings they showed his interception in the opener. Was that sort of a welcome to Indy, or how did that come about?
I don't remember exactly when the clips were being shown. It was a heck of a play. I think it was more of a highlight kind of deal if you look at some of the plays our guys have made, and it was an awesome play, and I remember it very clearly. I didn't need to see it again, but it was what an awesome play. I thought it was a touchdown. Ended up being a heck of a play that really, was at a turning point in the game. But, it's really interesting getting to know guys that you've competed against and see how they think. I've had a lot of good conversations with the defensive guys about different things, both whether it be from times playing in the past or, how we see and do things here. So I've always thought in training camp it's very important, offense and defense, the guys we're competing like crazy, but to help one another because, again, here in a couple of weeks, obviously we're all on the same side, and so make each other better and help out any way we can.
Zach Kiefer.
Hey, Philip, a bit of a random question, but about a year ago in this town, this was a huge story. Do you remember where you were when you found out Andrew Luck retired? And as a quarterback, what was your first reaction?
I was walking off the field in a preseason game at halftime. Not sure which one it was. Was it the third or fourth preseason game? I was at one of those weekends. I think it was the fourth one, if I remember right. But anyway, we were walking off the field at halftime, and somebody had gotten it. Not a player, but somebody had gotten it as we were in the locker room. Somebody, had passed that along because obviously we were already kind of shifting gears towards the Colts that week. I think everybody there, certainly everybody out there was surprised. But we were at the stadium, at the StubHub, at the little soccer stadium when we found out.
You're probably thinking this changes our week 1 matchup for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it was really more defensively. Wasn't sure. Does this change what we're going to do? And then I can tell you now after being here that I'm sure it didn't change anything from a schematic and approach standpoint. Jacoby's off to a heck of a start this camp, and just seeing obviously he's played a bunch of football the last handful of years. So. Similar in style, obviously. So it didn't necessarily change a lot, I'm sure. But I think it was more of a defensive concern, obviously, than offensively.
Mike Wells.
Hey, Philip, I wanted to ask you, how do you handle pressure? Because when people look at the Colts, they say they've got one of the best offensive lines in the league. They have a deep backfield at running back. They focus on the wide receiver spot in the draft, and then they say, well, can Phillip Rivers get back to what he was 2 years ago, meaning not turning the ball over and things like that. So as a quarterback, how do you handle that?
It fires me up. It sounds like the type of group you want to play quarterback with and for. So that's exciting. And I tell you what, we've had some good runs in training camp. We've had some that not so good. We've had some. It's been a lot of back and forth, but. Which you hope there's back and forth. If it's lopsided in training camp, that's when you get a little bit concerned for one side of the ball or the other. So it excites me because I know we can go through all those interceptions from last year, and we can. I'm responsible for every one of them. They came out of my hand, but every interception has a story. And then we can also watch every snap from last year, and I think we'll come out of there feeling optimistic that we can have a heck of a year this year, which I know we can. So it's just a matter of going to do it one day at a time. And again, I think the biggest thing for me is be myself, but also find that sweet spot again from aggressiveness and stupid, and know what kind of game it is and how the whole thing's coming together, and certainly have done that throughout my career in different years and different times, and don't see any reason why I can't do that again.
Wish TV.
Well, I want to know your first impressions of Parris Campbell. We didn't get to see much of him last season, so being around a lot of receivers in this league, the ceiling you think he has, especially this season. Well,
he is explosive. He is explosive. He can really run, and he's a strong man. So the sky's the limit for him. I think the biggest thing, really is that, and you can see it, he really wants to do everything right, and he really cares a heck of a lot. And that's one thing you can't coach people how to care. I'm not referring to me coach, but us coach, and you can't sway someone to care more they either do or they don't. And I feel like we got a locker room that cares a heck of a lot, and that's important. And Parris is one of those guys as well. So I think you said it. He didn't play a ton last year, so he's really almost a first-year player in that sense. But yet he's been in here, he's been coached very well, and he's worked at it, and he's super talented. So he's off to a heck of a start as well this training camp. And I think he has the potential to be a big play guy, but at the same time, he's strong and strong hands and all those things that he can do all those things in the intermediate and underneath stuff as well. So he's going to be a big part of the offense moving forward.
Hey, George Bremer.
It looked like at the end of practice there was a little competitive period there, offense versus defense. You guys get a little more fired up for those sessions? Coach Reich said there were going to be a few of them as camp went on.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think you obviously got to keep it. I feel like I'm saying the same things a lot. I feel like there's that fine line again from what going over the top and not, and not being competitive or fiery enough. I think there's a nice sweet spot there as well, and it's good. It's good. I tell you, there's been a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of good versus good out there, and it just makes you better. Defense has won some, we've won some, and it's been very spirited thus far. I think Coach has done a heck of a job with the schedule set up that allows guys to recover and have energy each and every day. I know we're still early in camp from a padded practice standpoint, but we've been going now since 28th. I know we had that couple day of the testing deal, but August 1st, we've been going. You're looking at 18, 19 days already. So as far as being in and in kind of training camp mode. But it's been good having the 10 o'clock practice, having the guys have the morning to get to recover and be ready to go. And then, every 4 days or so, we have a day off to recover. So it's set up well for us, and it's been good so far.
Okay, two more. Joel Erickson.
Philip, what's it been like working with Michael Pittman? He was saying the other day that he already feels like he's learned more from you than he thought there was to learn. He's
been great. I think he's a rookie receiver that got 0 OTAs and 0 offseason. That's a challenge. I'm telling you, I feel like receiver, every position's hard to come in as a rookie and play right away. And I know that we've had a handful in our locker room that have done that here. So each and every day he's going to improve. And there may be some bumps in the road throughout these next 3-4 weeks throughout the season. There may be some hiccups here and there, but he seems determined to get better every day. And I think, he's put together to me now the last 2 practices back to back where you're starting to see that. And he's soaking it all up. And we demand a lot of the receivers here, Nick being having the receiver background, and then this coaching staff from a receiver standpoint, they all have a ton of experience coaching that group. And then us quarterbacks, we demand a lot of them as well, as far as all the little details that make a difference in a completion or conversion on a third down or something go or something not go. So there's a lot asked of them, and I think Michael's done a heck of a job, soaking it all in, realizing there's going to be some bumps a little bit in the road. And I don't say bumps in the road like along that he can't learn it or anything like that. I just mean there's going to be some hiccups. Shoot, I'm having some bumps in the road, and I'm in year 17 throughout this camp, from a standpoint of, plays you want back and things you want to do better. So, but he's on the right track.
Okay, last one, Fox 59.
Hey, Philip, little off-topic, off from football question. This is the first year that NFL training camp aligns with another major sporting event here in central Indiana with the Indy 500. I'm curious if you're a motorsports fan, race fan at all, and if when they drop the green flag this weekend, if you're cheering for any guy in particular.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not. It's surprising to a lot of people, too, being down in Alabama, too, and that close to Talladega. So I've never really gotten into it, but I can certainly appreciate it in being here. So there's already been a little chatter in the training room earlier about it being this weekend. So I am aware of it, and we'll see if I can find a way to get into it a little bit.